Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Travis Bond. It's my great pleasure to introduce our speaker tonight, Dr. Wei Zuo. I met Wei 10 years ago at Fudan University in Shanghai, China. At that time, Wei was studying 2 bachelor's degrees, one in journalism and one in teaching Chinese to speakers of another language. Now, when I first met Wei, I think her energy, her humor, and her personality definitely struck me. But on top of all of that, she's an incredibly accomplished scholar. So after she graduated from Fudan, she went on to do an internship at the New York Times in Shanghai. Then she went to teach at the New Oriental School, and she taught English preparation. Then she came to the US and started studying at UW, and within 5 years, she was able to get 3 master's degrees and a PhD. She got a master's in teaching, or in education, in English and in economics, as well as a PhD in English. Last year, at the end of the year, she published her first book, which is a survival guide for Chinese students at American universities. And so without any further ado, please welcome Dr. Wei Zuo.
Who here is an undergraduate student? Please raise up your hand. How about graduate student? Do we have any international students here? Among those international students, how many of you have stayed in the United States for less than a year? 1 to 2 years? More than 3 years. Thank you. Now we know who is in the room today with us. In the fall of 2010, I came to the University of Washington for my master's degree in the College of Education. And in the summer of 2015, I graduated with my PhD in English. Now, I look back. The journey has been filled with challenges and difficulties. But at the same time, it has been filled with rewards and surprises. I would not be able to come along this far without the support from my professors, advisors, colleagues, classmates, family, and friends. So here today, I'm sharing with you insights of academic success. First and foremost is resilience. That means to me, when something do not turn out the way you want, when something goes south, you do not simply walk away and give up. Instead, you keep pushing back, you keep trying. When I first came here, I had no scholarships. Neither did I have any on-campus jobs. Financial pressure was a huge burden for me, let alone academic challenges. I still remember, I spent so many afternoons in the Susan Library, second floor reading room, searching and applying for on-campus jobs. Librarian, research assistant, teaching assistant, program coordinator, you name it. I have applied for more than 70 jobs. And guess how many that I heard from, how many interviews I got? 0. I heard from 0 interviews. I heard nothing positive at all. 70% of the time, there was no reply. 30% of the time, people were kind enough to send you an email. Thank you for your application. but we regret to inform you that I think we have all received similar emails. We know how that feels like. Besides applying for jobs, academics was also challenging for me. I suddenly find out in a classroom discussion, no matter a small group or the whole class discussion, I could not contribute anything original. I find out after 5 hours of reading all the articles, I could simply agree with what author said. I find out all my classmates, they're much older than me. They're more mature than me. Many of them have jobs in the field of education, and they can choose it up to advance their careers. And I find out there is a crucial skill that is highly valued in the United States. Critical thinking. Critical thinking is not a skill that I was grew up with in my undergraduate, because disagree with the book and author and challenges, those means disrespectful. So I was not prepared for that. I had a huge issue with challenge the author and think on my own. All those added together brought me a strong sense of failure. When I was in China, I graduated from a top-ranked university. When I was in China, I interned with the New York Times Shanghai office. I was a TOEFL English teacher for 2 years at the New Oriental English School. I had lots of friends there. Back home, my teachers loved me. My classmates looked up to me. I had a strong network. It took me years to build that network and reputation to be known as somebody who's a good student and hard worker. However, when I came to the United States, everything was gone. I was nobody. I need to start from scratch. What would you have done if you were me? What would you feel? I feel sad. I feel depressed. There are many nights I burst out into tears. And then my longtime American friend Travis, he talked to me. Well, it's new here, so it's very normal for you to start everything from scratch. I can't do it. It's just too hard for me. I was not ready for this. Well, it's normal. Everybody have to go through that, but you have to stick to it and keep pushing on that. Travis' word stuck with me. And I started to look back about why I wanted to come to the United States in the first place. Did I want to improve my English? Did I want to broaden my horizon? Did I want to make a difference? Did I want to learn new skills? Yes, I did. After listening to Travis, and I was searching into my soul, I decided I would not flee back to China, to my comfort zone. I decided to stay, to be resilient. I told myself, I have to be resilient. But at the same time, I know I could also do nothing on my own. I need help with other people. Here is my second takeaway for you. That is to go out and search for help. There are many people out there who might be wanting to help you and to support you. After rounds of inquiries, I learned that there was another international student whose name is Zhu Dan. She's also from College of Environment, and she got her second-year funding. How did Zhu Dan be able to do that? I wrote her an email, asking if I could meet with her for half an hour, asking for some tips for funding. She met with me, shared her struggles, listened to me, and then she said, I applied for the English program, teaching English to speakers of other language program, Montessori program. If that worked for me, might as well for you. Why not try it? So I talked with Dan, and she pointed a direction I did not know it existed. That has been crucial for me. Then I took some Montessori courses. I feel like home. Professor Sandra Thimbleton, she has been so supportive and constructive. There are many international students in that class, and American students who have taught abroad before. They showed enormous support and understanding. When I tell them, I also want to apply for the Montessori program, they loved the idea, they encouraged me. And Professor Sandro wrote me a strong letter of recommendation. I know, without her, I could not get my funding for my second year. While I was writing my dissertation, I interviewed Professor Horace Stevens from the anthropology department because one of his students was in my study. And later, he told me, I'm very interested in your topic. If you want, I can look at your drafted chapters. Wow, really? Then I sent out my drafted dissertation chapter to him before sending it to my dissertation chair, Professor Stevens. He has advised more than 100 PhD students to get their dissertation done. He was an expert in working with international students. And with his help, I wrote my dissertation in 1 year. And I was told that's a short period of time. Cassie Mork from the English graduate office. She walked me through the rules and regulations of PhD entry exam. Professor Matt McGarity, he worked with me in bilingual public speaking. Catherine Bossel from the Career Center. She worked with me in several rounds of consultations and mock interviews that helped me get my job here today as an instructional consultant at Center for Teaching and Learning at the University of Washington. Professor David Lenton, he taught me my first ever economics class, and that opens the door of economics for me. The list of names can go on and on, because there's so many people who have shown me enormous support, and there are so many people I owe my deepest gratitude to. With their help, look at their help and support brought me today. I graduated with 3 master's degrees, 1 in English, 1 in economics, and 1 in education. I got my PhD and then got my job. So the point here is I am no different from you. If I could have done all those, I believe you can be successful in your pursuits. And all you need to do is to reach out for support, to keep trying, and don't give up. You may ask me, how should I ask for help from professors? Have you had the experience? You're pacing back and forth in front of the door of your professor's office hour, but you do not have the courage to push that door to walk in. Have you had experience that you feel like your questions are so simple and silly? It's a waste of time, professor. Have you had the experience that you want to answer the question but you did not dare to? And when the opportunity is gone, you blame yourself for that. And I had all those experience. In the economics class, I was the worst student because all my classmates are PhD students in economics, while I had no previous background. I had to do all those things. That was so scary for me to ask my professor questions, because those are very, very basic questions. But I know if I don't go to his office hour, I will fail that course. And I don't want to fail that course. I will do anything I could to pass that course. So let me tell you what I did. I sit in the front row, in the very, very center. So every time he can see my face, he knows I was there listening and taking notes. I prepared outlines for my question so that I could try not to waste his time. I introduced myself at the end of the first class. I really want to learn from your class, but I had no previous experience. Please help me and I will try my best. I did all those things. And you know what I found? Professors are generally nice and supportive as long as you are there to learn. So please reach out to people to form relationships. Go to their office hours. Ask for help when you need it. Don't take it personal when they say no, because they might not be able to help you at that moment. But moving on, keep trying, keep asking. There are so many people here at the University of Washington and at the community who are willing to advocate for you, to support you, to cheer for you, and to help you. In addition, I cannot emphasize the importance of having one's hobbies. How many of you would say, I have hobbies? Almost 60%. In the educational system I grew up with, good students means doing very well in study and exams. They study too much that they might not have time to have fun. Well, when I come to the United States, I learned here things are different. Here, the least thing you want to be labeled is you're boring. Good students here not only do well in school, but also have their hobbies, which make their life more complete, more fun, more well-rounded. There are several benefits of having one's own hobbies. Benefit number 1. Hobbies can help you to improve your English. For those of us who are international students, I believe many of you come here to learn English. And if you walk up to American and say, hey, I want to improve my English. Can you be my friend? Look at his face. I think unless you're super pretty, super handsome, or super lucky, I doubt your chance of success. Why would he be friends with you because he wants to improve your English, right? But things are different. When you have the hobbies and get the utility with the same person, I think it's natural for him or her as an English native speaker or language user to practice with you, to help you. So you get your English improved. Well, I am a salsa dancer in my spare time. Do you know Century Ballroom in Capitol Hill? That is a great place for dancing. Because of salsa dancing, I met people from all over the world, and English is the only language we can communicate. Therefore, my English speaking improved so much. But because of salsa music in the background, my listening improved even more. The second benefit of having hobby is to reduce your pressure. In my last year of my PhD study, I need to work 20 hours for my scholarship. I taught 2 courses at Seattle Pacific University. I take economics classes and also I wrote dissertation. That was a lot on my plate. And in order to keep the energy high, I would go to IMA, the gym, every day for half an hour or an hour to play badminton. That was the best time in my day because during that half an hour or an hour, I didn't need to think about study or work. I can run as fast as I want. I can jump as high as I could. I can just feel relaxed and enjoying the pleasure of moving. I would not be able to reduce the pressure and keep my energy high if I had not gone to IMA that often. Benefit number 3, hobbies can help you form friendship. When I was playing badminton, I met a lot of people, but particularly there are 3 exchange scholars from China. Professor Li Xiaowu from Tsinghua University, Professor Wu Chen from Hebei University, and doctoral student Wang Longfei from China Science and Technology University. We always played doubles together, and they were close games. Later, I learned Professor Li Xiaowu wrote articles in the law library in the evening, and I was someone who needed to get my dissertation done. So I asked if I could join him study together. And later, Wang Longfei learned that we studied together, so he wanted to join. 3 of us would brought some food to share before we study. Because playing badminton, we started to do other things. We studied together, we ate hot pot, we did a karaoke. They have been back to China for more than a year. But up to this point, we still keep close contact. I think in my wildest imagination, I could not imagine playing badminton will bring me lifelong friends. Benefit number 4. Do you know that having hobbies might help you get a job? How many of you believe in that? Half. Yes, that happened to me. When I interviewed for the graduate student advisor position for McNeil office, every question went really well. And in the end, one of the interviewers asked me, "Are there anything else you would like us to know?" And I thought, there is something really fun about me that's really interesting they have not heard yet. So I tell them, I am a DJ for Seattle Chinese radio. And that generates a lot of interest. They ask me how often you have done that, how does that look like? And I said in a joking voice, every Friday evening, 11 p.m. at AM 1150, you're free to listen to my show, but maybe you could not understand because it's in all Mandarin. Hopefully, you can still recognize my voice. So, a week later, I get a phone call. I got that position. One of the interviewers, Jim, told me there are 3 people who was actually qualified for the position, but they chose me because of my humor and passion. I did not know that being a DJ as a hobby would help me stand out in the job interview. So there are many benefits your hobbies can bring you. What are your hobbies? What will that bring you? So here I am today to share with you insights of academic success. Number 1 is to be resistant. Number 2 is to reach out for support. And number 3 is to have your own hobbies. Those things helped me going through 5 years. I hope it will also help you. In the end, I wish you to have the courage to dream big. But more importantly, I wish you to have the courage to take actions, to be resilient, to reach out for support, to expanding your hobbies in life. Thank you. So now that's the part of the complete speech. And now we will have 1 minute to 2 minutes for you to fill out the form.